Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more EU for the Rights of Man, playing as Ethiopia. Alright, so I'm trying to concoct a bit of a plan as far as how we can expand a little bit aggressively. I would love nothing better than to kill Austria. Not sure we're going to get the opportunity, but it would be nice. Love to fight the Commonwealth. Would just love to feed Greece, sort of in general, and also weaken these two powers. The problem is they're allied to each other, and Russia wouldn't be much help to me, and France is already involved in a war, and I don't know. It's something we might be able to win. Austria's going to be really weak right now. And I think there's an argument to be made that we could just sort of jump into this. I mean, Austria... Who else is involved in your war right now? Okay, so it's just Austria fighting France, basically. Austria's going to get the crap beaten out of them. But the Commonwealth are not fighting France. Hungary is not fighting France. Basically, a lot of Austria's stronger allies are at full strength, or at least close to full strength. So, actually, they're fighting Mainz, Trier, and... Oh, really? I thought those were your allies. Interesting. Well, anyway. So yeah, they're not in the best position, but attacking them would still be quite difficult because I imagine we would have to fight a few different people. Well, Spain would not join, Brandenburg would not join, but the Commonwealth and Hungary, yes, they would. And maybe we could beat that. Maybe. The one advantage about Austria is I know that they have absolutely no manpower to speak of. So, if we could get any ally into this war, this would be pretty easy for us. The problem is that Russia has a lot of debt, and I really don't feel like paying that back for them. Look at all the cores, though. So many cores. If we could just give those off to Greece, it'd be so amazing. So, really the only advantage I can see, then, if we can get rid of some of Austria's relationships, especially with the Commonwealth, then that's a war worth taking. But until then, that's difficult to do. Unless we attacked one of the Commonwealth's other allies, and then in that war weakened them, force them to break the relationship, and then isolate them a little bit further. Maybe. And if that's the case, who do we attack? Not Scotland, not the Livonian Order, but what about Portugal? Portugal, maybe. Now, right now, I don't think we have any casus belli against them. They don't have any borders with us. But they're allied to Riga, and Munster, and Congo. So, we could do a couple of different things. We could attack Congo, which fights Portugal, but how does that get us into a war with the Commonwealth? Answer, it doesn't. We need to attack Portugal directly. And the only way I can think to do that is get a colony going right down here, get a casus belli, attack them, and use that opportunity to fight the Commonwealth and break up their alliance with Austria. Then, assuming Russia and France are in a good position, we can attack Austria. It's a bit of a roundabout way of doing things, but it might just work. By God, it might just work. And one way I can make that easier is, what if I break off some relationships? What if I say, hey, Congo, you know, oh, did I already make them? I did already make them break off their relationship with Spain, didn't I? We could have made them break off their relationship with Portugal, and that might have been better, but I don't know. I mean, we can handle that fight. Congo, Munster, Riga, no big deal. Fight the Commonwealth, maybe Russia would be involved in that, you know? That could work out pretty well. So really all I need to do then is, as soon as this colony is finished, we can start working on the colony down here. Actually, we could get started on that now. If I pull my colonists off of this territory, it will continue to grow, albeit significantly slower. But I can get started on the new colony, get the casus belli. It'll cost me a little bit of extra money and maintenance, but that's fine. England is going to have to cede a bunch of territory off to Scotland. Oh my gosh. You know, it makes me kind of happy to see Scotland do well. That's the first ever EU4 campaign I played on YouTube, was with Scotland. So it just makes my heart happy. Makes my heart very happy to see them go. Okay, so let's go ahead and send the colonist down here. We're going to get to work. He's going to arrive in 100-something days. And if we fight Portugal and the Commonwealth, we'll be okay, in theory. Now, Russia's not interested in getting involved in this war right now. Partly because they're fighting their own war against Kazakh, which we are also involved in, but also a significant amount of debt. Bit of a problem. Looks like they're just knocking out some allies. Okay, it's no big deal. Demands for representation. A number of hostile publications have begun to circulate in the cities of Ethiopia. Anonymous yet very critical. Authors claim that our government is autocratic. Huh. Local unrest in a couple provinces. I'm alright with that. Could go for some new innovative ideas. Could also go for some state stuff, I think. If I gave them more influence with monopoly charters, I would get a little bit more power, I think. I needed 5 more percent. 75 is the threshold. Well, I don't want to give them that much more influence, or else they're going to have an event. So, or else we're going to get sorry, not an event. A disaster, a looming disaster. Let's demand the support from the clergy. Here's the problem. If I demand their support right now, then they're going to be down in the red. I'm going to lose a lot of money. If I seek their support to get their loyalty back up, they're going to have too much influence, and we're going to have problems there too. When do these expire? 4 years for 10%. This is just too much. I don't know if I can handle this right now. I hate losing 150 monarch points, though. Could I handle the bad loyalty? It would really hurt. I'm going to lose a ton of taxes if I do that. Tons of taxes. But it might be a better option. Alright, down to 33%. It's going up by 0.12 per month, so it's going to take a long time, but there we go. So now we're losing 10% taxes, which cost us about 12 ducats a month, but 150 admin power, so that's still something. We could also demand some military support, or I could call a diet. Still not enough. Conquistador would get you up to the 75%. We can make these guys disloyal as well, is the problem. Call a diet. Demand support. Alright, we have very disloyal estates right now, but they're both ticking up by 0.12 each. So it's going to be a few years, but that was a lot of extra power. Spain declared war on Cusco. Military access for France. Absolutely, you can have that. Alright, so we're working on that colony. Let's see if we can make this thing work. When do they arrive? Not for at least a few more months. That's fine. Conversion of Wari. Good. More conversions we get, the better. I'd like to get my religious unity back up there. I will say the Coptic faith has been working out very well for us thus far. I was thinking about that earlier. It's like the different kind of religious types and which ones I really like. Coptic's up there now. After the changes they made in this latest expansion. It's not bad. Hey, good. A couple more cores done and out of the way. Still have quite a few separatists, which I'm a little bit worried about. It's kind of dangerous to suggest going to a major war against the Commonwealth with so many separatists that we could face, but I think we might still be okay. Kinda, sorta. How are we looking over here? Pretty good. Timbuktuian? Still going up. I imagine they would fire in Timbuktu, even though they have no separatism, technically. Let's see. Timbuktu. Timbuktu will become a free nation. Don't they usually tell you where it's most likely to fire? I feel like there used to be a button. It has to do with the highest development. I know that. But Timbuktu technically has 0 unrest. I don't remember if that changes things or not. Change government. Oh yeah, we could adopt a constitutional monarchy. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, let's do that. That actually will help with some of our unrest problems. Okay, change government. So the administrative monarchy is giving us extra taxes and production efficiency and a little bit of monthly autonomy change. If we switch over to constitutional, we get less years of separatism, which means less unrest overall every time we finish a war. It's kind of like mini-humanist ideas, not bad. Even better autonomy change and legitimacy. And you may say, well, why the heck are you willing to trade away that much money for years of separatism? Because we also get access to the parliament. Let's show you how this works, if you're not familiar with it. So we just had a major government reform, and now we have a parliamentary government where people are able to debate policy. Now, what happens if you give a province a seat in the parliament? A lot of good things. We get increased production efficiency, 10%, local tax modifier, 10%, manpower modifier, 10%. And, well, actually, that's about it. But overall, I mean, that's pretty dang good. So, take the constitutional monarchy, reduce the unrest, give me better autonomy change, give me yearly legitimacy, and every place where I have the parliament, I get better effects than the administrative monarchy. I mean, that's really freaking solid. Now, of course, it means you have to go through here, and you have to make all these different provinces into members of parliament, which can be a little bit annoying. We actually can't give it to places where states have control, which is a little unfortunate, but, you know, if I go down... What, did it... Okay, it did give it a seat. Okay, good. If I go around, you know, with my economic map mode, and I just go by development and look for every county that is in a state, You know, give them a seat. Well, great, we're increasing the local taxes and stuff, and it's not going to be that bad. You really want to give almost every single province a seat in the parliament. Now, what's the downside, right? There has to be a con to it. There is. We can start debates, which right now we can't see until next month and it recalculates, but we have to start debates, and there's a chance you're going to fail a debate, and you're going to lose prestige and stuff like that. Okay. In order to increase your chances of winning, you have to bribe members of parliament, and that can get rather expensive. So there is a downside to having a ton of members in parliament, but I would say that the benefits greatly exceed the downsides. And you can you can just accept the fact that you're going to lose some prestige every few years in order to get better taxes, better production, better everything, and the years of separatism. It's just better. It's always better, in my opinion. So at least for the states, we can go down here. We can look for anything at least with a good amount of development. Like here's 11, for example, in Zimbabwe. All right, I'm just going to give you a seat in the parliament. Congratulations! You get representation. What about, you know what, we'll just say anything above 7 for now. Everything above 7 deserves a seat in parliament. I could arguably go through and do every single one of them. And that would be okay. But mostly for the sake of the video, that would be a little bit on the boring side. So let's see, I already gave that a seat. And I need to give this a seat. How about you? You're fine. Doop-doop-doop. 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 And so on and so forth. A little bit on the lower side. You go to the burghers. Now, I actually could have handed off some more territory to the burghers. I did see a comment about that, and I do forget. Wherever we have estuaries, giving stuff off to the burghers can be good. That said, some places like Aleppo, for example, we already have really good control in that trade node. I don't think we're going to get that much more out of handing stuff off to the burghers, and we will lose a lot from autonomy. And now you have to factor in, by handing stuff off to your estates, not only do you get 25% autonomy, but you lose out on the opportunity to have 10% production, 10% taxes, and so on. So it can be pretty punishing. And handing as little stuff off to the estates as possible is going to be good for us right now. Alright, so you're already good. Kaffa. This is going to take a little bit, I apologize, but I think it's worth it overall. A lot of stuff already handed off, unfortunately. Okay, you're good, you're good, you're good. Doop-a-doop-doop-doop-doo. I could just sort by the development map mode. And that's not too bad. But it's going to take a little while to sort it, kind of cross-reference it with the states. Because you cannot make a territory into a parliamentary seat. That's not allowed. For reasons. I don't know why. I guess they're not considered proper Ethiopians or something? I don't know, that seems a little bit racist. Cairo absolutely should get a seat. 27 development, throw in an extra 10% modifier across the board. It's really, really good. You see what I'm saying? This is awesome. Love constitutional monarchy. Also constitutional republic. Both very strong. Worth your time, if you can do it. Let's see. Jerusalem gets a seat? Sure. Nablus? Sure. Aleppo. Now, this is the one I could give off to the burghers, and if I did that... let's see. 25% autonomy, so I lose a lot of money from the cloth and the taxes. But I would get increased local trade power. But because we already have 91% control, I don't feel like we would gain that much. I don't think it would overcome the losses of handing this off to the burghers. So we're going to just go ahead and make this into a member of parliament and get a 10% modifier instead, which I think is going to be more profitable. Antioch? Sure. Cyprus? Congratulations. Welcome to the parliament. I know, major governmental reforms. It's exciting. Maybe not as much for you guys. I acknowledge this is kind of a tedious part of the game, but it's got to happen, and I think that I've made a fairly good case for why it's good to do. Crete? Sure, heck yes. Oh my gosh, 27 development there. Yes, please. Not 5. 21? Oh yeah, adding you to the parliament. This is awesome! We're giving ourselves so many amazing modifiers, and it's going to be so much easier to conquer things. You see why I like it? Does this make sense? Have I not explained it well enough? Repeatedly? In a rambling fashion? I think that I have. Yeah, sure. 32, heck yes. Okay, that stuff's already been handed off to some estates. Not this 16, though. That's pretty good. And whenever we add new states into the game, whenever we take a territory and we pay the cost to make it into a state, we should definitely go through and try to make as many of them into members of parliament as we see fit. Okay. This seems to be just about everything. I think it might be. Okay. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about the Constitution, or at least the Parliament. So let's show you here. Actually, we need to get to the end of the month so it can recalculate, so let's just zoom forward a little bit. There we go. And some more cores are done. Nice. Okay. We have 51 seats in Parliament right now. We can start a debate, and we always should have a debate going because otherwise your corruption ticks up by 0.1 per year, which we don't want. We could charter colonies, and if we win, then we get an extra colonist for 10 years, which, 10 years, you can probably get 1, maybe 2 more colonies, but the global settler increase is pretty strong, so, I mean, that's not bad. Extend officer commissions, expansion of bureaucracy for advisor costs, culture conversion, maintenance is always good for saving a ton of money. We're going to go for the charter colonies, though, and now we have a 26% chance of winning the debate in a few years, when it ever eventually gets finished. Does it say when it's done? It will continue until October, so 5 years. 5 years of debate. Then they take a vote. Right now we have a 26% chance of winning. If we win, we get the colonists and the global settler increase for 10 years, and then they go away. If we lose 20 prestige. Now again, prestige is not that hard to come by, so I'm okay with that. Now, we can bribe the members of Parliament to vote on this issue in my favor, but there's an associated with cost. So for example, we could accept 0.2 corruption, which I really don't want to do. We could spend some military power, let's just say 8, right now I'll show you. And there we go. Now he will vote for us, and our chance to win goes up. Grant church lands does nothing? I don't know what that does. Is that a bug? I don't know. Local autonomy, not usually good. Legitimacy can be pretty painful. It's okay to lose Navy tradition. 16 admin supports, 4 military powers, practically nothing. Grant church lands, it says it does nothing, so okay. Prestige, and so on. And this is why having many members in Parliament can be pretty tricky. Too many members, you have to pay a ton in order to win. But I just kind of go into this with the assumption that I'm probably going to lose. So every 5 years, I might lose 20 prestige. But I get so many benefits in all of these local provinces, it's amazing. Totally worth it, in my opinion. Bribe MP, you can actually spend some money straight up. Grant church lands, apparently that's okay. Alright, done. So now we have a 44% chance to win in 5 years. If we lose, no big deal. And in the meantime, so many different benefits, what's not to like? Papal State entered into a military alliance with Austria. How dare you? Cleansing of the heresy with Portugal. It did work. Alright, we now have a casus belli to use against them. If we declared war on them, Spain would not join because they are the defender of the faith. That's why they would be called in, but otherwise we're okay. We'd have to fight Mali? Again? Wait, did you just get a new ally? Oh, Mali is guaranteeing the independence of Portugal. How dare you? Congo, there's the Commonwealth. That's the one I care about. Okay. So if we accept this, we will fight Mali again, but they're already weak. We'll just siege them down and work our way down to Portugal. We'll have to fight the Congo, kind of knock them out. Seize this colony, which should be pretty easy. And then it's really just us versus the Commonwealth. That's the big fight. So, we already have a couple armies down here. If any rebels fire, I'll have some troops nearby. Let's just go ahead and get some troops marching up this direction toward the Commonwealth, which is, by the way, my opportunity to finally siege that province that I want. And we can feed Greece in the process, which will be great. Let's go ahead and get this army nearby. How are we looking as far as unrest? Pretty darn solid. In fact, the years of separatism reduction has made everything better. I mean, look at this. The unrest is practically just evaporated. That's like 10 years of separatism gone. Or something like that. I don't remember the exact number. But either way, we've just solidified this empire in so many ways from picking up the constitutional monarchy. It's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Okay. So, we're already kind of close to being in position. I mean, the Commonwealth's a bit of a threat, but I think we can handle it. Armies are nearby Mali. We're down by the Congo. We do need 1 troop. And I'm going to recruit a single infantry here so that we can march down here and seize the colony from Portugal. I think that will work. I hope that will work. But yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. I'm committing myself to this now. Cleansing of the heresy is fine, and these are the people we're going to fight. Mali, Congo, Commonwealth, Portugal. Done. Okay, guys. We are now at war. I know I just took the entire video talking about why I'm going to do a war, and then getting our constitution in place. And that's a little on the boring side. I'm aware. And I apologize. But I think you guys can see why it's totally freaking worth it. We can fight the Congo. Good. Let's go ahead and put you in charge. Where's your capital? All the way down here. Nope, that's Ndongo. No, wait, where's your capital? Hang on. There it is. Mpemba. Go to Mpemba. Find their troops. Murder them. They have really low tech. And you, go stand on this. Siege the frickin' thing down. Glory shall come to Ethiopia. And what we're going to do in this war, we're going to take some stuff from Portugal, maybe even Mali, because what the heck? Screw them. I don't care that I'm working on innovative ideas. We will get more territory. Congo, I don't really care that much. Mostly, though, I am using this entire war as a front to break the Commonwealth away from Austria. If I can separate piece them out, not only will I get a little land I care about, but also I can finally break up that relationship. And it's going to make it so much easier to murder Austria without one of the other largest powers in the world defending them at every turn. At least that is the theory. See if we can find their armies real quick. Okay, there's Congo. Oh, they're going up here. How dare you? No. Okay, hang on. They got 41,000 troops over there. I don't suppose you can chase them down. You can try. Let's chase down the Congo real quick. We don't want them carpet sieging down here. That's going to get extremely irritating very fast. Now, one downside is I did kind of upset all of the estates. Oh, wait. I forgot. Constitutional monarchy. So, the nobility no longer exists. We are a government that is restrained by the will of the people, now through parliament. So nobility as an estate, gone. I am very, very glad that I demanded their support before we got rid of them. I'm a little sad we didn't get more from them first. But now we only have one estate to worry about. I completely forgot that that is one of the, I guess you could say, downsides of going for this. I mean, losing out on the option of getting free generals, free ministers, and so on can be kind of bad. It's not necessarily a good thing. And that colony is now done, which is good because now we're not paying extra maintenance cost on all this. By the way, before I leave, one more thing I did see was a question on colonists and whether or not I can colonize multiple provinces at a time. Yes, you can. We have 2 colonists. These are special personnel that we can send to speed up the colony, but you can use them to colonize other places, as we just did. We recalled our colonists from an existing colony and started working on a 3rd one, even though we have 2 colonists. The downside of that is, 1, wherever you do not have a colonist, it's going to grow very, very slowly, and 2, having more colonies than your colonists means you're going to be paying a higher maintenance on all of them, and it gets worse and worse as you go. So with 3 colonies going instead of 2, it's probably an extra like ducat or 2 a month, not a huge deal. As you get up to 4 or 5 colonies though, you're paying a ton more. So it's technically available. If you are desperate, if there's a strategic reason to go for multiple colonies, you can. But generally speaking, it's a bad practice. Alright, thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I know I just kind of wasted a lot of time, but I think you understand the strategy and what we're going for because this could be pretty much a game changer if it works the way I want it to. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I, as always, will see you guys next time.